Yeah, I mean, for SK, that's kind of heartbreaking, right? Like, they used so much of the initiatives that they'd managed to get in the early stages, but with slow Q forcing that early reset from Saren and kind of using that little bit of a tempo lead that he gotten to move down to the bottom side, not getting anything, Heretics now feel way more comfortable as they push out bottom side and now move over towards the Dragon. SK starting to lean over towards this, but I don't know how much fight they have in them.
Douglas at half HP though, bit of damage down. Deadly Fire starts off the fight. The ball's there. Saren holding onto the shockwave and Mickey flashes. That's the start of the play. Dragon going to reset a little bit though, as Team Heretics have to think egregiously. Are we staying? Scatter the Week going to connect and the engage not there yet. Wei gets Unleashed Power and dead. First blood finally retrieved as Douglas is going to get the Dragon. He cyclones, he flashes, but this is just an ultimatum. He says, I'm going to die. Who can I take? No one the answer. Mickey takes the kill, but for Dragon, 2 in the dirt.
Heretics just couldn't turn and burn quick enough. I think they had to take the fight in that 3v4, but by turning back over towards the Dragon, they actually left enough time for Yoppa to move up from that bottom side of the map. And SK end up with 2 in favor of the Dragon.
That's big kill onto slow Q at the very least, despite Mickey taking the other. We'll look at the replay, because this was a slow turn from SK moving in.
Yeah, Douglas still level 5, so gets level 6 off the Dragon, but as he goes in here, right, Mickey flashes away. You don't have any follow-up. I think at this stage you just call it quits. You've got slow Q's level 6, Yoppa's now here off that bottom lane, and Wade already used the W on the initial engage, so he doesn't really have those tanky stats. Heretics basically hoping they could take a fight afterwards with the level 6, but it's not enough, but there's the level 6 for...
Thinking about how he goes to match the Volley Bear, or if he even does want to Dagda. But all 3 grubs at the very least. That's the story for SK in the early game. Looking good.
Yeah, Mickey basically trying to move bot lane now to cover in case there's some sort of cross map with Douglas there. He does have that Cyclone just about to come up and available, and there's no camps here for him to actually steal on this bottom side of the map. Spotted by a good ward, and looks like Volley Bear very good at clearing out waves, so Heretics not really going to be able to find much on the back end of this, and that is kind of like twofold, right? Because you make that initial play from Skeens to the bottom lane, you force Hype and Wave back. They don't have a wave really to play on. Like, they can't build a sizable wave to look.
There's a lot of good options here for the volley. Scatter the Week going to miss though. Opportunity for Wade. Dredgelight misses as well, but Skeens flashes in. Saren caught out. Soulflare slows down the play. Here they come, all jumping in. It looks like a nice start, but Slowky's now caught out. He flashes out, but it's match. Douglas ready for the bonk. It doesn't even need it. Jumps back in, trying to escape now. Douglas ends up being the trade as Yoppa is going to find his mark. I was preemptive with that, but I knew what was going to happen as Dredgeline going to find through Sky Splitter as well. Wonders roam down is better. Trayson didn't move a budge, and SK used their numbers.
Yeah, SK eventually able to use their numbers. Yoppa had already entered in towards the bottom side, so he was a little late moving towards the party. Because if you look top side, Trayson is getting a ton of plates and a wave, so Wonder's going to lose out a substantial amount for this, but the winner is going to be Yoppa. Like, 2 kills off the back of it. Yep. The Dragon as well. Like, I'd still say SK come out in the lead, but Trayson, 2 points of contact in the lane. Has to now, as Wonder, move back up towards that top side though, as the wave is going to collapse. So SK just going to steal away some of these camps from Heretics instead. But SK, I mean, this is great, right? A very clear game plan in the early stage. You've managed to take control over the map, and now using the fact that Yoppa's so far ahead, they can go for these excursions into the enemy jungle and just make Douglas that bit more uncomfortable.
Douglas looking for an angle. Maybe he can make mid laner uncomfortable. Scatter the Week, good range though. Skeens looking to hover. Douglas with a small level lead right now. Before Skeens gets his next camp, he's going to be interrupted. Stun comes through regardless. Douglas going to get Mickey's attention as well. A blast cone gets him out. Douglas wanted to go deep. He gathered information, but that's all he'll get.
Mickey much better read on the play. Reset and was immediately top lane to actually cover this, whereas you can only see Wei now moving out in towards the mid lane. So this steal that Douglas was trying to go for, read by SK and covered well. And this is kind of what we're talking about, right? SK have been actually playing the map pretty well throughout this early game.
Yeah, they're getting some gold back. I mean, to be fair, every time Wonder moves, Trayson has been capitalizing on that well. You see he's got like half a level lead. And he's obviously getting some burst trains in. We haven't seen the full fruition of it, but this is good timing. The Herald is up and Team Heretics have pushed off.
It's bad time for Douglas though, because he's actually clearing down towards this bottom side of the map. So you can see he's just going to kind of forego these bottom side camps to try and move into position here, as SK already threatening with the TP for Oriana.
And that TP is going to be late because Dredgeline's already started. Waves in a bit of trouble. Soulflare going to catch on down though. Skeens caught out. SK's jungler down first, so an opportunity for Heretics as the fourth shot about to come through. Wonder on the side with the Sky Splitter. Dodged by everyone. Herald not going to reset. Instead it goes down and Heretics find their mark. The public execution is great onto Mickey as well. Unleashed Power though, they're in a choke. Dangerous move as Wonder has to use his ulti to get on out. SK found one back, but Heretics hold strong. They hold that choke themselves and take 3 to the death chamber.
SK sent it very quickly in towards that fight, and the rest of them just weren't ready. Heretics collapsing well, especially with that TP from Saren just covering everything. I'm going to see it again as, yeah, SK just pulled the trigger way too fast.
Well, we'll get a replay at the very least. Way tanky enough to absorb all of it. And what the hell was wrong with this fight, Dagda?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, right? Locke is going to be very good for Way in the early stages, but they all in Leona, but Wonder's not there. Yoppa, which is, as you say, the main person we were talking about, isn't there. But look at the rest of Heretics, like all 5 members on the screen, finding fights, making sure they're in position to actually follow up, and there's very little that SK can actually do. They've already lost their jungler. Mickey doesn't hit with the hook to begin with. Like, Heretics just way quicker to collapse on this play, and SK, they try to make it too quick.
Power of Leona as well. That W just gives you tanky stats plus aftershock. Unable to be killed. Wade did his job. And now Team Heretics equalize a bit of gold. 1.1k between junglers. Dredgeline going to start us off yet again. A blast cone in the way. Lol. Funny one from me. As Ward goes down on top of that blast cone. Dragon's up in 15. This will be the 3rd Drake we're playing for. And SK have control for now. Dagda. Zenith Blade. Slow Q does get a good Soul Flare comes out. 2-man Shockwave as well. SK in a bit of trouble. The health bar blinking. Schemes also flash that TP from behind. And they're in the river in the choke. Wonder's going to come in with his own TP. Since the Sky split it down, but all he's doing is zoning as Tracing comes in. He's by himself for the time being, but he's tanky enough where he can absorb the hits. Mickey flashes over. Public Execution going to follow. Scatter the Week there as well with the Thundering Smash. Frenzied Maul. Not going to do too much. Sky split it down, but in front of a Cyclone, it becomes hard. Wonder has to stand his ground until he gets his ult, but he will not be alive for when that happens. And Team Heretics, they're doing a good job of punishing the SK plays.
Heretics keep catching SK out of position. SK were just not ready for that dragon. Yoppa was still pushing mid, and Heretics, they managed to collapse onto the bottom side and make the plays worth their while.
Grayson getting some good ulties down now as well as we watch again.
Yeah, here, Mickey starts to move across. Immediate engage from Heretics though, because they know that Quirky's still in the mid lane, and they're still playing around Douglas, who has a sizable gold lead over his counterpart in Schemes. Schemes forced to jump out immediately, and you can see how awkward this now is for SK. Wonder's gone too deep, and now Slow Q way overextended on the top side, but Heretics...
Like it was before, I mean, he's covered this time by Schemes at the very least. This will be a stun death charge as well. They just want to kill Way. He survived so many times. But not this time. That is a Syndra looking for the TP. Wonder's not going to follow this one. And as he flies on up, Seren was going to base. He's got no mana. Scatter the Week is all that's going to be needed. Slowq sending all the orbs down. Way's coming in. There's a Pantheon ult as well from Schemes. Gets the stun down, and Seren is about to die. Slowly, surely the shields were a lot, though, as Slowq has to flash away. He was in melee form as Team Heretics just collapsed. Maybe a little bit too ambitious. Seren ran to his team, and his team were there to defend.
It was way too ambitious from SK. You knew that Way hadn't, or Douglas hadn't shown up to try and protect that bot lane tower with Tracing. That means that they are always going to be on that top side of the map, or at least you have to assume they are. But SK try and send it anyway, and they end up giving 2 kills across. And it could have been worse if, like, that early Zenith Blade had connected from Way, but a lot of those good things that SK tried to make happen this game didn't come to fruition, both with the Wonder play and also remember that dive on bot lane where they used the advantage that Slow Q built up and didn't really get it. So it's kind of been these small mistakes from SK that keep coming back.
Dive coming in, Douglas thinking about it, now spotted out. Here comes the ulti as well. Douglas going to ulti from the left-hand side. He gets found out with a depth charge all in onto Douglas while the mid lane defense is going to lose Schemes. Both junglers left in the middle of the enemy team, and both will drop. Now, a 4 versus 4. Who wants to fight who?
I would not want to fight if I'm SK. There is way more impactful ultimates up there for Heretics. But we'll see here. So Wonder kind of hiding out of vision. Just wanted to try and defend the mid lane turret Yoppa. But Douglas not expecting to have people turn up behind him. Tries to escape. Can't really do it. But Schemes had already gone in with that ultimate on the mid wave. And Heretics punish effectively.
Wonder can't do anything but watch and try and clear the wave, maybe punish Tracing for the TP, but Tracing comes in and snipes the kill. 1 for 1. Jungler's coming up now. Okay,
to try and play around how Heretics have set this up, because Heretics team fight is significantly stronger right now.
What if they full send Dagda? Way is going to be engaged on first. Good scatter of the week on a 2-man though, but Mickey's dead. You know what? That's what they did, Dagda. They full sent it, and look at what happened.
Yeah, and this is what I was going to say. Like, I think the all-in from Heretics is significantly stronger. And again, SK kind of not counting people on the map. Tracing, hiding in the bush on the side. You had great vision already set up from Heretics, and now SK basically have to try and play the Baron bait game. But you're down a member, and Heretics may even just happily take that face check game.
This mid turret at least is going to be falling down momentarily. Genomite goes. Douglas looking for a flank angle. Scatter the Week's not bad, but again, they need more follow-up damage. Wonder played the side lane threat. He will get the turret after proxying the wave. Now trying to threaten a little bit more. Has to be careful here with the recall of Hype with ulti. A Pantheon to threaten here. Sky Splitter going to come on through. Frenzy Maul looking for the longer trade, but Trayson doing completely fine here in the matchup with that much extra gold. Here comes Hype. Ulti dodged away from. Thundering Smash comes in for the stun. Good. Sky Splitter again for the shielding. And Hype didn't get the deadly fire, so there was no follow-up. Wonder's just going to walk it out. Adds a bit of pressure here while the back is going to be consumed.
Yeah, SK tried to play into the vision they'd already established on that top side, but there was a ward that was actually maybe blocked out by a pink ward in the Baron pit, but basically Heretic saying, no, we're not playing this game. We know there's no world where you're going to try and take the Baron. So instead, you have Jhin, who ends up connecting with Trayson on the top side to help defend the top lane push. Heretics get the Dragon Soul.
They do. Doesn't get started under their nose.
It's going to get started. No vision, but they are aware the Heretics are kind of keeping them at bay. So SK, there you go, the TP to come in. Not the quickest Baron though. See, it's only at half HP.
They don't have long-range vision. 8k, as you said. Wonder's just running in. Sky Splitter to give a bit more vision, but Baron's still going down. They need to get in now. Skeen's nowhere nearby. Trying to get through, but Wei gets on his head instead. And now another 5v5. SK didn't want to be here, and Team Heretics knew it. Good scout of the week, but here comes a curtain call to line down 3, with Mickey getting stunned up first. The 4th bullet missing as Trayson ran in. On top of Skeen's head, he now sits, as Heretics will finish off the rest. Wonder can't do a damn thing, as SK have been outclassed, outpaced, and it feels like Heretics just got a freebie in game 1. Yoppa gets to sing his heart out, but unfortunately, the decibels ain't loud enough as the ace seals game.
Trayson already on that mid wave. Heretics beautifully execute here. The TP from SK was too late. Heretics had already turned a bird on towards the Baron. The fact that Wei ends up getting on towards Skeens prevents the engage as well. Mickey had already hooked in, so he's going to be taken way too low. And it's just these constant pop shots as SK try to run away, but there's just no hope. The team fight is completely separated, with the 2 Fed members in Trayson and Douglas tearing through one side of the fight, and Saren and Hype holding it down and making it impossible for SK to escape.
That Volibear does nothing. He's just a stun bot. He's annoying. Hurts my heart, Dagda. There's last shot from Hype before he gets hit down. This is a sad...
Okay. I've seen your Volibear do nothing.
Hey. My Volibear's full AP. Mickey gonna fly away from the Solar Flare. My Volibear has Protobell. I subscribe to the Church of Baals, okay? And he firmly believes in damage as a person, whether it's AP Yax, whether it's Volibear, whether it is Scion. We don't muck around there. Wonder, obviously, for the sake of this game, wanted to be a frontline, but the problem is SK can't get in range to do any damage at this point, as the zone control shown here with the Baron Dredgeline going to hit a minion instead. Mickey might be dead. He's going to depth charge. Skeens gets a stun. Good scout of the week. They're finally there, but on top of Hype, he flashes away. And the reciprocation from Team Heretics Wukong is just going to spin SK into the damn air. 4th shot. Simple from Hype. Committed as they may, they put their foot in the sand, and they're like, this is where we're going to play it. And Team Heretics, they're not even at the beach, man. They went home.
Nah, they knew. Late game, they had us. They play us. They lay it out perfectly, and Yoppa will fall. Heretics will leave no man standing on SK as they will close out game number 1.
Game 1 done and dusted. Heretics keep themselves alive. And a must-win in SK versus Heretics goes Heretics for game 1.
And it started out with SK at least having some good control in the early stages, but it just wasn't meant to be. Some clear mistakes in the mid-game, and Heretics punishing well set themselves over the edge.
AD, I want more on this Volibear. As my favorite champion, I think the build's cooked. But that's just me. I'm hysterics. I'm a joke. Hello, guys. What do you think?
We don't want to talk about Volibear at all, actually.
You're not a joke,
Do we?
I don't know why.
You're not a joke. No, you're not at all a joke.
You're really
That's also what I meant to say. But yeah, you want to know more about the Volibear?
There wasn't much to say about the Volibear. It was very unimpactful. I don't know, like I asked you at 10 minutes, isn't it kind of useless now? Because like he had no lead at 10 minutes.
Okay, listen, when someone asks me about Volibear, I immediately think about my tenure with Baus, and I go into a different world, but that world wasn't prettier either, to be honest. It was kind of similar.
At least something happened in that world. Nothing happened in this one.
Yeah,